back to another episode of What If Civilization Started Over. In the last episode, we saw a lot of expansion, we saw the collapse of the first Red Team Empire, and much more. First thing happening will be the Polish expanding into this pocket of unexplored land. They will explore it all, and they'll push up against this river, but they won't take any more land past it. They'll also be expanding south, looking to, find some coast. They don't find anything. Polish people will set up some towns down south, and these towns will do quite well. To Britain, we'll see French and Dutch ships go up the coast, the eastern coast of Britain, and we'll see them make landings all upon the coast. And they might start to claim this land soon. Unfortunately for the Red Team, their current monarch has just passed away, but their new monarch is very expansionist. He wants everyone to know that the Red Team, the first country, is most powerful for a reason. So he'll be sending thousands of people down to explore, and they will do as they're told. But when they hit the Alps, sort of in this area, they will be a bit more reluctant. They will go around, but there's still mountains in Slovenia, so it'll be very challenging for them. But eventually, they will make it. But there's one thing among these people. They don't like the monarch. So they will decide to break away and form their own country in secrecy. Just like that, we have a new country forming. But the Red Team King, he is not going to let this go. And he's going to send some people down. First they go down this river, nothing happens. But whilst this is happening, the Red Team's also expanding into their new land. But they will send some groups down. They'll set up a camp here, and they'll set off. And eventually, they don't even find this country. They go practically around, and they'll hop on their boats, and they'll sail very far, thinking that they're going to go back around the globe to the Red Team and tell them they found nothing and that they're probably dead. But then they hit land. They believe that this is the Red Team soil, and they will land, and they will start searching for people. But they have found no one, so they think that they've took so long that the entire population of the Red Team is dead. And this kind of creates an interesting scenario for these people. They believe that everyone's dead. They think they're the only country in the world. But eventually, one person will kind of debunk this by saying, how could they die in that short amount of time? And eventually, they stop believing in this. But it does shock them, and this proves a bad point that being far away, it might throw you off sometimes. These new Greek or Red Team people, they will set up 2 towns, and up here, when they were exploring, they set up a few more towns. Just like that, the towns layer is getting a lot more relevant. A similar thing that happened to the Red Team will happen to France. Their leader is dead, and again, they get an expansionist one. Seems like expansionism is very popular in these early years. Anyway, he will stay true to his word, and he will expand a lot, exploring nearly all of modern day France, probably all of modern day France, and going into the Iberian Peninsula, where there'll be an interesting discovery. Tribes will be found, one in the Balearic Islands, or I think they're the Balearic Islands, and one in eastern Iberia. And when the French people see this, they do the smart thing and they don't go near, and they will decide to tell their king, and the king will say, so what, just expand south. And again, they will stay true to his word, and he will stay true to his word. And they expand into some areas of Catalonia, and they'll send some ships down for reassurance, and these do very well. And also, this area had to get discovered somehow, so But something is happening inside the Pyrenean Mountains. Due to, their advancements, they crossed them relatively easily, but oh my good lord, they did not, calm the area down, and it is extremely rebellious, and eventually the systems will crack, and the Pyrenees Mountains, not the mountains themselves, but the ethnic people who live here, will declare their independence away from France. But yeah, of course, France doesn't know about this, so they'll let it slide. Unlike the tribes to their south, this Pyrenees mountain nation is a true country, and they'll put their capital right in the heart of these mountains, right here. Very hard to get to, so France probably won't be able to get there. Down south, France will, they've already discovered the tribes, but they'll connect with the Iberian one. Turns out this Iberian tribe is extremely hostile, and they will begin attacking the French. And when they find this town, they just kill everyone in it. This is absolutely ruthless, and the French king, hearing about this, is really annoyed, so he'll send his armies down here to destroy this.
You could say that the main leader of
the leader of the tribe is called Daniel Craig, and he will lead his forces, and he's a very good general. He will, like I said, lead his forces into many victories against the French, capturing 3 of their major cities. But unfortunately, he died. I don't know how he died. He just died, unfortunately. Well, he didn't die. He fled. He fled somewhere. Somewhere. And he might come back one day. But, yeah, they're just not going to win this war. One of their major towns will fall, and if they were a real country, this would be their capital. But, well, no, they're a tribe, and they will fall. And the peace treaty will be brutal upon this tribe, and they are completely gone. But this makes France sort of unstable. And oh, what the hell was that? The leader just died. Again? Okay, well, let's see what candidates there are. There is an expansionist, like his father. There is a guy who, he wants to stay still. And there's one guy who just wants to invade everything. And who will be winning out of these 3? That will not be known right now as we move somewhere else, which is the Baltic and Nordic region. We will see Danish or Viking ships come up here and explore all of this. And they now know that there is more land up here. And in Viking fashion, they will send hundreds of people up here in the cold to explore. And this will go extremely well. They even connect up with the Estonians, which is very surprising for a little country like them. Little. Anyway, they will send some more ships out to Norway, and they begin going around the Norwegian coast, but eventually it gets cold and they go home. We will have them exploring into these new areas with, their many, many scouts. Some of these scouts, of course, they're going to go and form some tribes, and let me show you the major ones. So here are the major tribes and the Danish down south. The Danish do not like these tribes, and they will begin expanding towards this Norwegian tribe. And when they get there, total annihilation. And these other tribes in the region will see this, and they want to expand. Just like that, both of these tribes are now normal sized and, well, small countries. Not countries, tribes. But this will not stop the Danish from expanding rapidly and connecting up with both these tribes. And these tribes are going to do something interesting. They're going to try and start adopting some regimes from other countries and, trying to use them to their advantage so they can become countries like the Danes that they hate. But, well, it doesn't really work, and the Danish will just begin invading this one. But this one will stay for a bit. So just like that, we have the updated map of the Scandinavian region. We can see that this purple tribe up here is no longer a tribe, and they have now formed themselves a nice little country, and they're actually enjoying good terms with the Danes. But the area of Norway is very rebellious, so they've granted a small portion of the old, what the hell? The old, oh god. What is the colour called? This sort of colour country is now autonomous, which is good for them. Just like that, we can now see the updated map of Scandinavia, and we can see that this country has a different colour in their ideology. Let me show you what this means. As we can see, this is a constitutional monarchy, which is a monarchy but flawed, like a flawed democracy, but not a democracy. I imagine that they're a bit democratic, but they still have a monarch. It's basically like the UK. We have a monarchy here, but it doesn't have much power over what the country does. So it's sort of like that.
And then I guess that can be the end, because that might.
The red team and the Polish will keep true to what they have said, and they will expand along this river. The red team will take all the land like something like this, and okay, that's the fixed borders, which is, I think it looks quite nice. And the red team will continue their expansion south. Over to the Balkans, we will see them expand, completely encircling this lake and reaching over to this one across this river. And there's a lot of land to expand across here, so that's exactly what they will do. As they're quite a wealthy country. Don't know how they got their money, probably like a wool trade or something, but they have the money to expand, so they will expand. Like that, the the Baltic country is now very big. They have a lot of area in Russia and Finland and Latvia, which is very nice. So, yeah, no, they're rising on the power ranking. Down to the Greek country, or they still do believe that they're the true red team. They will expand down the Greek peninsula. Is this a peninsula? Probably. But hey, they explore all of this, and eventually their boats will as well. Whilst all the stuff is happening up north, this is what the Greeks have been doing. Yes, they are now the Greeks. This is what Greece has been doing over the time of, all of the shenanigans going on up here. And now we'll see what another country has been doing. This country, which I shall call, I'm not sure I should call it, probably Venetia, because, it's Venice. They will expand south.
Venice, Slovenia.
Never mind, I shall be calling this country Adriatica, because, they're on the Adriatic Sea. And Adriatica will be expanding quite a lot down these rivers, and they have some great plans. Let's see what they're going to do. Wow, another medium-sized nation. As we can see, oh my god, there is no more, sea access between the Greeks and Adriatica, as, the path has changed, and the Adriaticans and the Adriaticans and the Greeks have stopped, mapping this stuff out. But the Greeks and the Adriaticans, they will expand until they get into an interesting situation. These two countries will connect, and both groups will meet right here. And the interaction is everything but friendly, and there's a massive fight, and many people from both sides have been killed, and the survivors, they'll go back to their nations, tell their leaders, and this will ruin relations between Adriatica and Greece for the rest of history. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and this is where I'll be ending it. Goodbye.